Welcome to the Gray Area. The Gray Area Media. We've obligated ourselves to be the voice for all communities, speaking on topics that include community, religion, education, politics, technology, sports, health, and wellness. The Gray Area Media is a platform created by longtime friends for the sole purpose of providing our communities with the ability to voice current, past, and modern day issues. The Gray Area and its naming significance solely speaks to the area in which people shy away from speaking because of media-based constraints or contractual-based obligations. Well, I'm here to tell you, we don't do that here. So please, stay tuned in. We're gonna go live in a few minutes. Don't forget, please add us as a friend on Facebook so that you can follow our live feed. And not only that, please add us on Twitter and Instagram at The Gray Area Media. Please visit our website at www.thegrayareamedialive.com. Thank you. Hello, viewers. We are live right now, and this is The Gray Area. We are on Facebook Live. How y'all doing out there?
Is it us or Facebook Live? Are they supposed to respond?
Hey.
I'm just still talking, man.
Hey, listen, bro. Hold on.
You can always count on AJ.
Hold on, man. The dude that come late want to talk crazy.
I didn't talk crazy. He said, how y'all doing out there? And none of us responded. So
Hey, man, it's trifling.
Hey, going, good question. That's why I didn't say that.
Hey, going come late and then talk crazy, man.
I was late. I
Oh,
apologize
man.
for my tardiness. I was late.
I'm Ray E.
This your boy P. Wills.
EB.
Ebony, hey.
Evidence in the
Yo,
building.
Chino in
We
the
got
building.
Chino,
AJ.
AJ,
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
And you have B. Lee, Brittany, B. Lee, whatever you want to call it.
B. Lee.
Is in the building.
Is in the building. I appreciate you all coming. Individually, you all have a great perspective on relationships. I'll let the people be the judge. I think everybody has great feedback and input, but we'll let the people decide. So today, we're going to talk about relationships and the aspect of people that are single and what's going on. It's 2017. Is it okay? There's some goods and bads to that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about marriages and divorces. What are some of the top 10 reasons people get divorced? And the mega question is why do people cheat? So, and that's men and women. So we're going to try and boil that down today. Let's jump right in though. Can we say can we put out there what y'all situation is in regards to can we do that? Because we want everybody to understand what position everybody in from the perspective that they're in. So I'm in a relationship.
I'm in one.
I'm proudly in one.
All right.
All right,
Proudly.
Yes.
Hey, listen, man. He's doing everything right then,
Okay.
or at least most of it.
He's
She said she
tuning
proudly.
in. You tuning in? Yeah, he tuning in. See,
I'm in a couple. No, I'm just
I'm in a couple.
He's the player.
You got a girlfriend and a wife on
I
the
am
side.
in a relationship. I am happily trying to get everything together.
okay.
Look at
All
him.
right.
The hand.
All right.
I'm happily.
I'm in a relationship for sure.
Okay.
I am
right.
happily single. Happily single.
Hold on.
Oh,
Happily
okay.
single.
Happily
I
single.
am.
We're gonna go into that.
But we're going to go into
That's
that.
an oxymoron.
Happily single.
Happily single is an oxymoron.
And I am single as a dollar bill, honey.
Wow.
Okay, so we have two single
AJ, please.
people, and we have 4 people in relationships. 2 of those single people are women, and the rest of us are in relationships. So let's dig right into what y'all want to talk about first: the relationships, or the marriage, or the divorces.
No, hold on.
Is anybody in here married?
No one.
No one is married.
Has anybody
Ask the
ever
other
been
question.
married?
Yes. Raise your hand.
Oh man, I was sitting really confused.
Okay, here's my question.
How are we going to answer these
Here's
questions?
my question. Hold on. I know. Here's my question.
Yeah, they can chime in.
I
They definitely
Please,
can
am a
chime
great,
Hey, viewers,
I am a great marriage counselor, even though I haven't been married. Listen, Bill Belichick never played football, but he's the greatest coach out there.
Hey, you know
Okay,
what?
okay.
I agree. Hey, listen, man.
Yes.
All the viewers, please post any questions, man, or comments.
That's
like,
right. Chime in.
I got a chapter in my book about marriage. So
Okay.
I said I got a chapter in my book about marriage, and my parents, who I leaned on to ask them for the information.
Pull out the book first.
Love or Fear, Wish or Motivation.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got 3 chapters on relationships, but one was about marriage and gender roles and stuff like that. And I went to my parents, who they've been married for 39 years.
39.
Shout out, man,
That's
to the
amazing.
Mileses, man.
Yeah.
They just had their anniversary at
39
family reunion,
years.
July 22nd. So, so that's who I asked. I actually was on the show. I'm not gonna say no names, but they tried to call me out for that. It was like, why would you listen to him? He ain't been married. And then they was going back and forth, and I was like, yo, I don't think I understand. I didn't answer these questions. I interviewed my parents, so it's cool, I guess. I don't know.
That is the ultimate question, though. Like, a lot of people will say that, how can you give me feedback if you've never been there before?
Right.
So, but it's all about life experiences and who you've been around. So, let's talk about, since we kind of jumped into the marriage deal. You guys
Yeah, man,
haven't
let's talk
been
about
married yet.
y'all.
Have y'all? Okay.
You asking too many
Whoa,
questions.
hold on. Well, let's go. Well, shoot. Let's go over some of the top.
Yo, man.
Let's go over the 10 most common reasons people get a divorce. All right.
Oh, my God.
Should we start from the bottom of the top?
I think I have the answer, but go ahead and give all 10.
Okay.
Number 1,
All
Amber
right.
Rose.
Okay. Oh my
Amber
goodness.
Rose.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The top reason that it says is people are getting into it for the wrong reasons.
Absolutely.
That's a given there.
What does that mean? The wrong reasons.
Money.
Money.
Okay.
Could be one.
Okay,
Some
break that
people have
down.
their
Money.
own-
Stability.
What else?
Own reasons
Security.
to get into it. Yeah,
Security. As far as what? Like,
Like the money aspect, the fact
Money
that
aspect, okay.
you're taken care of.
Okay.
okay.
Chime in. What do y'all think are some of the wrong
Agree.
reasons people get into marriages?
Maybe because they think they can't find anyone else.
Okay. Settle.
Settling.
Okay.
Yeah,
Settling or
B Lee.
self-esteem.
I
A
was
real
gonna-
big. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I think a real big one too is kids, man.
Kids. Oh yeah. Yeah.
History.
Kids is huge. Yeah.
History.
Upbringing.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
Lee.
I mean,
History.
Yeah, I just learned it.
upbringing.
I'm
makes
gonna
it-
stick with history.
History.
The
Okay.
facade. The
Okay. People
facade
put
of
in time.
things.
People
Yeah.
put in a lot of time. And okay.
Elaborate on that, though. Yeah, the facade.
Well,
Because, there's people out there that don't even know what that word means.
yeah.
But FYI.
There's a lot of people that,
Is that a car?
get into these relationships and they don't necessarily, they're not even in touch with themselves. So they get into these relationships for the look of it, for the thrill of it, but they don't know what it really takes to be in a relationship. So they're posting, and they can claim someone, but they're not really willing to work.
They call
for
that the white knight in
relationship.
shining armor syndrome.
Oh, is that what they
Yeah,
call it?
that's what they call
I
it.
call it the facade syndrome.
I heard that.
The facade. AJ, you was gonna say something.
Well, I said upbringing.
Upbringing.
A lot of times people go through church, and they think, and it's weird to me. Like I think people, not even just church. If you look at like when you're a child, what do they push you to do? They push you to go to college,
Right.
right? And then they push you to get married, have 2.5 kids, a house, and thing. I always talk about how that sets you up for incredible debt, and we don't even look at that. But we follow these rules that society puts out, and we never really find out who we are as people. I think I didn't really want to speak because she said everything you needed to say is that you don't know who you are at the time, and you just jumping into situations, and,
Right.
and you find yourself
Right.
in bad situations.
And I think that on this list we'll find a lot of the things that you guys combined in there. Number 2 is the lack of individual identity, which is what y'all kind of both touched on. If you don't know yourself, you ain't found yourself yet. How can you be in a marriage or a relationship, right?
Well, I think the key word. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Are you sure?
Y'all being
Okay.
too nice. Jump in.
All right. So I think the key word is relationship.
Okay.
And I just going more so on a spiritual note.
Okay.
I think you have to have that you have to have that relationship with God first.
Agreed.
Once you get that relationship with God, then you can get a relationship with yourself.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that just to that point that I had
Whoa.
I had mentioned on a Facebook post before that somebody asked what was important as far as a relationship, and speaking on religion, if religion, if you prefer your mate to be a Christian, or whatever. And I said, well, I prefer them to not have a particular faith at all. And they were dumbfounded by that statement. So, and that's just, so I don't think you have, in my opinion, you have to have you just have to know yourself. I don't think you have to know God to know who you are.
Whoever your higher power is. I definitely think that there's a higher power. And so when you can connect with that higher power, then it helps you get in touch with yourself.
Well, what if my higher power is the devil?
As long as you're equally yoked.
That's what I was going to say.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good
I'm
question.
scared of
She has to believe in the devil too.
I mean,
That's a good question. I mean, like, so.
you gotta be careful.
Because
man.
I don't know. I wonder if it goes both ways. Can you find yourself before you find God, or should you find God before you find yourself? Like I've met people who've done both and have great relationships. So it's one of those things where I believe that I definitely think you should find yourself. I'm gonna stick with finding yourself first, because then once you find yourself, you can open yourself up to not being in a box and taking in new things, and then you find that spiritual relationship.
But how do you find yourself if there's no guidance there?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
when you find yourself, doesn't it become like a spiritual experience?
Somewhat.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
it does. So therefore, you're seeking something. You're seeking something higher than yourself.
That's a good point,
So
right?
once you seek that, then you get in touch with yourself, and then you start liking yourself. And then
Okay.
you know what you can deal with and what you can't. What you can, all that. So once you get to that point, then you have something to offer the next individual. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Then I feel like you can give them your best.
So,
Okay.
with all of that said, why are you single?
Uh-oh.
That's the golden question.
I mean, she broke that down to a science. So
I get this question quite often, and I know
lean
it's
forward,
gonna,
brother. I see you.
I know it's gonna sound cliche-ish, but I'm single by choice because I'm not willing to settle. I need that connection.
So what are you?
Relation-
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So what is your list?
My list.
Yeah, I mean everybody has a list,
That's the first mistake.
but everyone has a list.
Everybody does
Their
have some type of
Yeah,
requirements
Yeah,
in a list.
so-
requirements.
That's the first mistake, and I can, like, if you know yourself, right, and you got that connection with God as you're speaking, you should attract exactly
that.
what's for you. It shouldn't be a list that
List.
society has taught you that you think you need to have anything. At the end of the day, I wasn't looking for anything when I found India. Not a thing. I was in the club. She looked at me and said, "You startled me." I thought it was hilarious that she used the word "startled" in the club. and I said, and I was like, "Why did you say startled?" Like, and then I hit her with like, "I'm glad I went to college because I wouldn't even be able to talk to you." And from that moment, I'm dead serious though. From that moment, the attraction came and we got to know each other and all that. It was never a list. I didn't say I wanted a light-skinned girl with a job and blah, blah, blah. I didn't go on any of that. I went with the energy that I put out, and it attracted the exact right thing that was supposed to come to me because I knew exactly who I was as a person and I identified with God and I knew everything about me. So whatever comes to me is going to come to me. That list kind of clouds y'all mind to believe.
But did she have a list when she found you?
No. None of us had a list.
But can I disagree with that a little bit?
Of course you can. That's the whole point
Due
of
to
this.
the fact that God does say be specific in what you ask for. So if you want to consider that a list, because number one for me is a God-fearing man.
Okay.
You have to be equally yoked, period.
God-fearing,
And
okay.
God-fearing. And I believe that everything else will follow. But God does say be specific in what you ask for. So why can't I be specific in my prayers and what I ask for?
I agree, but I think the first thing you have to be specific. I can't say that word. Say it for me.
Specific.
Thank you. And what you ask for
Pacific Ocean.
is what you ask for in yourself. I think we miss that a lot. I think a lot of times we don't see that we're not getting what we want because we're not where we're supposed to be. So that, to me, I think a lot of times we blame everybody else for the things that we are not doing in ourselves and we're not tracking. Look, I found my opposite. I found the person who fits everything that I'm terrible at and makes me a better person. And I wasn't looking for anything.
Shout out to India, man.
Yeah,
India's
so-
dope too, man. By the
Shout
way, man.
out to India.
Chino,
Hey,
Chino, what you think
India.
about the list, man?
But she didn't even answer her.
I know, but go ahead and let them have their
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can
Still,
come
I
back to
want
me.
you to finish.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I
Okay,
got
go
to
ahead.
hear these
Go for it.
requirements.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not necessarily like requirements.
Okay.
It's more so about the connection for me.
Okay.
I have to be mentally stimulated. And if you can mentally stimulate me, then you have my attention. That's where we start. A lot of people nowadays are lacking substance. They don't necessarily have a whole lot of depth. So relationships, to me, it's more than just, you working, me working, we taking care of the kids. Like, do we have that connection? And so I'm not willing to settle until I get that. You know what I mean? Because it's going to end up in a divorce, or it's going to end up in misery, you know what I mean, with me dealing with someone that I'm really not necessarily connected to. And just like my man over here, he said that he found India, and she brings the best out of him. A lot of people, they settle with in these relationships, and very, very mediocre. And the initial goal is like, do I bring the best out of you? Do you bring the best out of me? And so, that's my perspective.
Okay.
Okay.
Chino,
Chino SL.
I just got to be real, man. The whole list thing is a gift and a curse.
okay.
And the reason I said it is because just how, like, both of them talked about that natural, organic feeling that they want.
Right.
The thing is this: if this person gives you that natural, organic feeling, you might have 15 things on your list, and that person might only have 5. I'm telling you, you are going to ignore the fact that they ain't got the other 10.
That's right.
So, you know what I mean? I understand having this thought in your mind of this is what I want, because you think,
You set a
and
goal.
most of the times it really is a thing. You think that if you get this person that has these 10 or 15 things, and the list might be longer or shorter,
Okay.
it's not about the amount, but people think that if they get that, yo, I got it. They feel like it's a formula.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is this: you might date a female who got ugly feet.
Okay.
And you like, I don't like her because her feet was ugly. But the woman you fall in love with and marry got ugly feet too, but she had all these other different qualities that wasn't on your list.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to leave something off. Like, that is one hard as hell list to make and to
Yeah.
stick to.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
for
Like,
sure.
we just got to be honest.
is.
Like, we talking about the reality, because it's not about finding the perfect person. It's about finding the person that's perfect for you.
Right.
So
Right.
the list, I understand the mentality behind it, but it's a curse that will have you single. And no knock to you, I'm only using this because everybody says this, but it'll have you single and telling yourself I'm single by choice, when the truth of the matter is you had a list in place, and because of that list, you've knocked out so many people who have the potential
Okay.
to give
I
you
feel
an
that.
organic, natural
Exactly.
high that you've never received in your life.
Or,
Right. Right.
or
Good stuff.
Or there are, people that go, like they find a person that fits that list and they still don't want them.
Yeah, I think the lists are created out of fear. I think it's an excuse. I think the list is out to whatever, because nobody ever fits every like you said, every category. So it's an out. Like, I got 15, but yeah, she got ugly feet, so I ain't going with it because I can't get over the ugly feet. It's just like a reason. Like,
Some people really, really do that.
No, but I know it's a reason.
Boomerang. Marcus Graham.
Well, he didn't really do that because of that, though. To be perfectly honest, she was kind of he was a player, and she was kind of like ditzy. Like, he really wasn't feeling anything about her but her looks. So
And something else.
But the feet, though,
I
no.
mean,
But the feet, man, was a turnoff.
You could say he
He
was,
said, man,
but he didn't come back. So
He
it
said,
it couldn't have been that good.
put his sheets back. It was hammer time.
Right. But I think those lists are preconceived. Like, who started to say make a list? I think they're there to give you an out.
Church.
Yeah, like society. Like, who told us to say put everything you
Uh-oh.
want in a man?
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
With the church.
Sometimes you
Church.
like what you like.
How did church end up with this?
Sometimes you like
I
what
mean,
you
everybody
like.
blames
like
the
what I
church
like
for
too.
everything.
I'm not saying you don't,
not.
but
I mean, everybody been blame the church for everything.
but
I don't blame the church.
But-
Society.
but
Yeah, man, society does, man.
she said you like what you like. I agree, but sometimes
They
when
treat
you
it like a
first-
business, but
when you first meet somebody, it's an interview process, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So
Yeah.
so you don't know because they don't know what you like. So a lot of times people are holding things back until later
beginning,
on
right.
into the relationship. You're like, oh, I like that about you. I can use my relationship, for instance. The things that she does as far as like mentally, how she is like, okay, just worry about us and worry about you and worry about this and this. Like me, I'm the person who tries to worry about everybody. But the way she handles situations taught me how to handle situations better. And I didn't see or peep that until about 2 or 3 years or 2 years later into our relationship. So those things on your list might be in that person and might be present in that person the whole time. It's for you to bring them out.
Okay, AJ,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
There you go.
So I'm about to get all up in your business.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I'm transparent, man. If you go look on my Facebook page.
Okay. So how long have you and India been together?
3 years.
And why haven't you wifed her?
I will. No worries.
Okay. Is what makes
We've already
a
had
man
that conversation.
Yeah, I talk
wife
to
a
people.
woman?
Huh?
What makes a man ready to wife a woman?
Oh man.
You wanna ask me this question?
I'm asking all of
Okay,
you.
I'll let you answer it first.
Here, let me go first.
He's been married.
I'll go first.
Thank you.
Now, your question was, what makes a man want to wife a woman?
Yeah, right.
Man.
I believe that a man needs to see a woman in all different facets. So angry, happy, sad, pressure situations. I think a man is this is why men are really patient when it comes to marrying somebody, that they know that this is going to be a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes we make mistakes, but you know, if you're looking at someone and you're saying, I'm going to be with them for the rest of my life, you have to look at all the facets and about them, because all it would take is, let's just say you got with a guy and you didn't know he didn't like insect, but y'all out walking around and an insect come and he run. Y'all been together for 8 years. You think he gonna protect you because he's scared of insect? You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you gonna say, right?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example. You might see somebody in a situation that it might be a protection or security situation, and they can't defend you like you wanted them to, or the man that they thought they was. So for men, we are very patient with that when it comes to women, because we want to see them in all different facets. And if they're able to stick around through our dirtiest times, where darkest times where we go through it, broke, poor, all that stuff. If someone is willing to stick around in the burrows, that's when we like, yeah, she the one. You know what I'm saying? So you can see there's a lot of relationships with guys that have been with somebody since they were like in high school or whatever, and if they still together, it's because, hey, you know, it all worked out. So that's just my perspective.
Okay, but how long does it really take for you to really know that you want to wife them, though?
When you're grown.
There's no time on it. You know when the time is right.
Yep.
Because when you know within a year of dating someone,
No.
2 years, 3, 5, 10.
No.
How many of y'all have had friends that turned their back on you and showed their true colors 5 years later?
Well,
10
you have
years
a
later.
point.
10 years
Yeah.
later.
Have
Yeah.
a
So,
point.
so what do you mean? Like, to me, it's still a year's nothing, but a little time for you to still hold this
Man,
facade, your
that's-
word, for a while. I would say this, like, when you ask those questions and people be like, what does it take to for a man to wife a woman? I think women start paying attention and they be like, okay, what did he say? Okay, that's what it took for me to wife a woman, and you're not gonna get me because I'm about to be married sometime soon.
Wipe it up.
So it's that sometimes you got to just pay attention to your person that fits you the best. When it came to me, I'm 37. And I've never been married or anything, right? So I just wasn't ready as a man to be like. I told somebody this one day, and they couldn't stop laughing. It was Cassandra. I said, the only thing I've been committed to for this long is Sprint. I've had a Sprint phone for 18 years. So it's just something in you when you're ready, right? So it has nothing to do with the quality she possess, or how good the sex is, or how good this is. Or it just, does she fit you? And when you know she fits you and you can't imagine your life without that person, then you realize, like, and at the end of the day, we can argue this too if you want to. I don't believe men and women should be friends, because I believe your mate should be your best friend. So when you see that person as your best friend, and you like, it's not that I just want to lay up with her. I want to laugh with her. When I see a TV show, I want to text her first. When I see something on Facebook, I send it to her first because I'm cracking up. The other day, she texted me something about, y'all watch Basketball Wives?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Jackie walked into this meeting and was like, nobody knew what was going on. Everybody walked up. She's like, let's just fight. And we couldn't stop laughing because it was the funniest thing too. Is when she texted me then walking in work because her job is messing with her. But it was funny when she did that. Nah, she good, and I mean we all good.
We ain't gonna speak that as this.
Well, we ain't gonna get. Nah, she can't get fired, man. That's another different story. But at the end of the day, it's really not a list that women are looking for. Like, how do I get wifed? No, like, be you. That's how you get wifed. Find out who you are. Be you to 110%. Be selfish. Don't compromise. Be exactly who you are as a person. And you will attract a man who loves your dirty draws because he already accepted who you are as a person.
Well,
I like it.
I was gonna say though that society puts
That ain't gonna work.
society society makes women to believe that that we are to be chosen.
Y'all are.
Versus why can't we be the choosers? Because okay, you're waiting for me to get ready. Are you ready for me though? Is the question. So
The Bible says, "A man that findeth the wife findeth a good thing and find favor, receive favor in the Lord. Therefore, you are my favor. I have to choose the person who's going to be my favor."
But she may
that's
not
what
believe in the
Everybody
Bible.
doesn't read the Bible.
Everybody
though.
needs.
But not even that though. Yeah, he finds a wife, finds a good thing. But again, is he ready for her though?
Sometimes, hey,
So, yeah,
sometimes
he's
a
fine.
woman,
Yeah, you found
sometimes
a
a
great
woman
wife,
does have
but
to
are
make
you a
herself
great
available.
husband?
I agree with that. I had a conversation with somebody the other day. Sometimes you have to make yourself available.
As far as the woman,
Yeah, sometimes you got to show him, like, okay, I'm out here, blah, blah, blah. But if he's not,
so you got to give him a boost
yeah, you sometimes
for
you do.
him to be like, oh, okay.
What's a boost?
Yeah. What's,
sometimes you do.
I struggle
so
with that.
yeah, explain the boost.
Well, the boost is sometimes like I think at some point in this at some point in this situation you got to find what's going on? Don't put a mic in my face. Well, that's why I said don't do it. But when I say make yourself available, like let him know. Like dudes are not stupid, just like women ain't stupid. Like you know when somebody's lightweight flirting with you and like is into you. Like at the end of the day, if you put yourself in the position to be seen and not like thirsty, but be in this position to be like, okay, I'm feeling you, you know, whatever, he should make the move. If he doesn't, why would you want somebody who's not gonna make a move anyway?
When I'm speaking on if you're in a relationship and you're saying, okay, I need to wait and see if she's the one. Well, are you also ready? Are you ready for her?
Maybe not.
So that's what I'm saying. So as
So are you
women,
saying you're gonna propose?
So no, what I'm saying is as women, we're kind of stuck in. We find ourselves. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. Well, I don't know about that.
I'm against
But at
it.
the same time, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence
I'm
about
old
that.
school.
But
If
but
a
as
woman
a
proposes
woman,
to me, I'm saying no instantly.
but as a woman though, as a woman, as a woman though, I'm saying, why am I waiting for you to qualify me?
I think
Why
it's a
should I
two-way
be waiting
street.
on you?
I think it's a two-way street. So let's kind of go back to like caveman. Being honest.
Let's go.
Being
Let's go back
honest.
to the,
I mean,
to the
because,
hammer.
even if you look at nature, period. Let's just look at animals who
Okay.
they don't have the brain capacity we have. Yet they play the mating game.
Okay.
So it's a two-way street. My job as a man is to convince you that when I ask you to marry me, you want to say yes. Like that relationship
Agreed.
is an audition
Right.
whenever you get through with it.
Right.
But at the same time, your job as a woman is to convince me two
Right.
things. One, I do want to marry you for the rest of my life, be with you.
Right.
And the other thing is that you're going to say yes if I get down on my knee
Yeah.
and propose to you. Because
Yeah.
I'm a show off. So when I do get married, it's going to be retarded. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be ready-made for TV.
Just make sure I'm here.
I will.
Oh,
I
if
will.
I'm not, I'm gonna be there anyway.
I need
I
an
mean, you
invite.
always somewhere.
Somewhere.
You know what I mean?
She's
So,
always
I mean,
somewhere.
so it's like, and it's a couple different things men got to do. But again, just breaking it down, as a man, my job is to convince you that when I ask you to marry me, you want to say yes. But on the flip side to that, again, your job as a woman is to present yourself. So I see what I'm getting.
Okay.
And one, again, yes, I see what I'm getting. I want to marry this woman. This is what I want. Because the thing is this. If our relationship is any type of indicator how our marriage will be, that means this is as worse as it get. I'm just being, as I look
Okay.
at it. If this is as bad as it get, all right, okay, cool. Second
Right.
thing is, if I ask you to marry me, you're actually going to say yes because you want to get married to me.
Right. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. We both
Right.
qualify each other.
Yeah, I have a
I'm
question.
not going to qualify myself for you.
I'm sorry, because
We need to qualify each other. So
Right, you're
I
right.
need you to recognize that I'm qualified. If, you know, I hate to use that word, but for the lack of words. But I also need you to be qualified as well.
I agree.
So you may very well think I'm the one, but I may not be ready to accept that you're the one just yet. I may need a little bit more time.
See, and I think that was the miscommunication between me and you. I want to make sure that are you asking that, like you said, are we the ones, or do you feel like as a woman you're waiting in relationships?
And I mean, I think that we are kind of taught and trained that we wait. Like we're in a position where we have to qualify ourselves, for the man.
Is that
so-
how you feel? Why do you feel that way?
Because that's what I don't feel
Sometimes
like
you're
that.
taught
But
that.
that's how
I'm not saying
it's-
you're not. I
that's
just
how-
want to know why you
because
feel that
that's
way.
just
So the
every
listeners can
culture
understand.
tradition. It's you have to be chosen. You have to prove. But I mean, that doesn't mean that he's qualified though. But it's always the woman's position to prove that she is qualified in to be chosen.
Okay.
whether it's a Neanderthal or, whether it's in modern society.
Back in the day, they used to hit you upside the head with a club. You coming
Right.
with me?
We need to go back to that
Right.
though.
If a woman gets
Hey,
pregnant, it's you gotta hurry up and get married and qualify yourself as a wife because he got you pregnant. There's no pressure on the man,
None.
Yeah, it is. It's called
For the
shotgun
mo-
wedding. It still exists.
but the most of the pressure is on the woman though, because you got pregnant. He got you pregnant too.
Exactly.
So both of
Agreed
y'all
with
have
that.
to qualify each other in that situation. But
Why do
the
you-
pressure in society tells the woman you got to get married because you just got pregnant.
Bro,
And
they
I'm
got
not for that.
owls, websites, labs. If a woman, like, don't get me wrong, it takes two to tangle. But if a woman gets pregnant, it's because she wanted to get pregnant. I don't
No,
care
that's
what you
not
say.
necessarily
Man,
true.
There is too
That's
many different.
not-
Listen. This is
that's
2017.
not true.
There is not there. Listen, if you don't want to be pregnant, there is no excuse for being pregnant. Period.
Well, then you
This
shouldn't
ain't
be
1980.
sexing her up either. then.
Again, as a man, there is no excuse. I can't make you take contraceptives. I can buy them for you. I can walk down the aisle with you.
And vice versa.
But you're right. I can take them too. My point is, in 2017, there is no excuse to be pregnant unless you just wanted to get pregnant. Like there are
know
too
how
many
I feel about
precautions.
that
I see
one.
what he's
What
saying. I see
what
what
are
he's
Too
saying.
many. Listen.
He's not saying nobody's not.
I'm not
it's
saying nobody's
obligated.
at fault. What I'm
Right.
saying is, in 2017, if you as a woman are pregnant, you were okay with getting pregnant from the jump.
Absolutely.
That's
Because
all
you know,
I'm saying.
when you're doing it that it's a
So just don't.
possibility.
Unless you got your tubes
That it
out,
could happen.
This is not
or
driving the
unless
car
you
and the
got
brakes
your
going out.
tubes out. Now,
Sex ain't
sometimes
just start.
malpractice now. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. If
You gonna give
you
us
actually
something
take
that's
precautions.
really like something that's like 0.9% chance of having it. Y'all gonna really
I'm
hit me
just
with that?
saying.
The something that's
I'm just
like
saying,
something
it
that's
does
1%.
So I'm back to interested. So do y'all feel like the pressure of being chosen is a problem as a woman? Like I've
Well,
never heard this
I'm not saying
perspective.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a.
So I'm really
it's a,
interested right now.
I'm just saying that we have society teaches us, that we have to qualify ourselves and we have to be chosen, by man. So just the fact that we are stating a question, what makes you say you're ready to get married? Just the fact that we're asking that question
And also,
says that we're already set up to say, okay, I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on him to decide.
I feel like it's different though. And
Now give a male perspective. So we can
well,
understand.
I don't even have to give a male perspective because based on what she just said was she's single by choice. So it's not that she got to qualify for nobody. We already
Right.
trying to qualify for her.
No, but I'm saying if you're in a relationship already.
This is what I'm saying. A woman who chooses to be single, you are going to have to qualify for her with her from the beginning
Well, yeah,
until you put the ring. I'm just
Yeah.
being honest.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying,
So
in
you-
that relationship,
maybe she
if
didn't
you're
wanna
already in a
settle.
relationship.
I'm with that. Even if she doesn't want to settle, the thing is that if you're saying that a man has to hit this particular mark, and if he doesn't hit it, then I'm settling. That means
you know what I mean? So
I
when you
think
put
need
it
a
like
pump.
that,
I think you need a pump.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, you do.
No.
That's false.
no.
I don't believe in the word alpha female. But keep going.
why don't you?
You need if you're gonna
Why
be.
don't you?
What does that mean? Explain that. What it means.
I'm comfortable with being single. So in my bubble, I run the show. Do you know what I mean? So I'm learning how to fall back. I am. I'm learning how to fall back. But I'm basically doing what two people normally do. In one, I have a daughter too. So
Okay.
I'm running the show. So when someone
Same
enters
situation.
in, I have to like talk to myself like,
Okay.
hey, let me play the lady role, you know what I mean, and let him do his
So-
thing. So I'm learning.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I know
yeah,
I'm getting
I'm
out-
about
getting
to
out
I'm about to ask the question.
Okay.
No, that's-
But
I'm about, yeah.
but I've identified that a lot of
Okay.
people, they're not, you know what I mean, like they're still in the dark. So I know that
So-
I want to play the lady role,
Uh-huh.
but I have to learn how to fall back at times. Hold on, I want to get back to that pressure
Okay,
thing.
okay.
So I think society, AJ, I think society puts the because you have to, yeah.
I'm going to answer
I
both
think so,
questions.
Jack.
I love it. I think a lot of times when we have these discussions, yeah, we don't listen to each other. So I want to listen right now.
Hold on, I know where this is.
Communication,
I know where this is going. So I'm just
Okay.
going to say number 3 on the list is becoming lost in roles. Okay, go.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's
Okay.
like hold on to that. Hold on to that.
Hey, okay.
So the pressure thing, I think that out of tradition, society puts the pressure on females, like for us to be in a relationship by a certain point.
Right.
So I'm 33, and you know, I get that question, Patrick. Why are you single?
Why are you single?
Like it's an issue. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? But
Right.
I feel like it's an issue when you with somebody that you can't stand. You know what I mean? Or you're with someone that you're cheating on. You know what I mean? So it's like
but you're only looking at the negative issues. But keep going.
not necessarily. I'm just giving you.
Well-
Yeah, I'm giving you my experience, what I'm getting. You know what I mean? Like people are giving it to me, asking me like it's an issue,
Being single.
a negative issue. Do you know what I mean? And being single isn't necessarily
that pressure.
negative. So it does put the pressure there. So I find myself having to explain like something's wrong for me to be single. And timing is everything too.
Agreed.
Sometimes it's just not your time. You haven't met the right one. So
Agreed.
So that number 3 though, right? Okay, hold on, like just real quick.
okay.
So do y'all have an issue with being submissive?
No.
What does it
It
take to be
depends on
submissive?
what
Yeah, I mean,
It depends
because you
on-
know, I heard a lot of, you know, it's
Hold on, let's go to the root. Let's go to the root
Yeah.
of it, okay? First, before we talk about it, because our society, especially African American community, we've been mixed up culturally. You know, so women have been forced to be independent because men have been incarcerated at huge
stems from slavery,
numbers,
too. That's that-
and there's so
that's the
many
Willie
different,
Lynch.
so
They
many
like
different
other men.
things. But the problem is like when we get that, how do we know what to do in that moment? Because there's a lot of women who have been forced to be the daddy and the mommy, and so when a guy comes in, it's hard for them to let go of the bills and all the stuff, or they become babysitters to their own kids, which means that their kids are also their friends, their husbands, their boyfriend. I mean, they make them, they're so engulfed in their lives of the kids that there's no room for this guy when they get there. So naturally that guy is going to be turned off. You know what I'm saying? And we consider that being submissive. Like, hey, if a man comes in and he's able to take on those things that you need and do those wonderful things, but you've been single so long, you just don't know how to let go. And that's so that, to me, that's more of the discussion today,
Well,
in regards to the roles and stuff.
is that my phone or yours?
Oh, that's not
But
Sorry.
no, but
Okay, so as far as her being she said an alpha female, and then you said, okay, no, wait, I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on the submissive thing. My whole life I've been a leader, and I don't understand anything else. I was a point guard when I played basketball, quarterback when I played football, and shortstop when I played baseball. Every single position was in a leading position. So we can get on the submissive thing because I think a lot of people and a lot of men are very confused about what being submissive actually
Yes,
is.
yes.
So we can get on that. But to say the pressure, right? Pressure goes both ways, okay? The fact that we as men look back and like it's easy because y'all just sit back and wait for men to holler at y'all, right? Where we have to go and literally have the potential of facing rejection every time
Yeah,
we speak
every
to y'all.
time.
So that
That's a good
fear
point.
that sits in there, it's a two-way street where you feel you might have pressure to be chosen, but we might see something that we find attractive, or we look and say, oh man, I think she's a good woman, and we go to you and we have to approach you and have to be suave and debonair and somehow gain
Hey,
your
baby,
attention and
what's happening?
gain your attention to be funny.
What's your name
and
is?
do all that just to capture your attention for me to choose you and capture you in that moment. So I understand. I've never seen that side of what you're saying as far as the pressure of why do I have to be chosen, and that makes sense. But as far as the man, I want you to understand that it's so much pressure on us
is.
to go out and choose. Like, do you understand how many times a man gets rejected? That's why social media saves a lot of these lames because they just I swear to God, man, I had a boy and he gets chicks and he says, dog, I send the same message to 100 different bad chicks a day. And I was like, what? Who has that much time? And then he was like, 10 of them might bite. 3 of them really going though. So he played the numbers game, right? But you can't play the numbers game when people are out here. You can't just go and holler at 100 different chicks. So social media saves a lot of lanes, but I want you to understand that a man seeing somebody as yourself or seeing somebody who's like, I choose to be single, or I'm an alpha female, it's a lot of intimidation coming in. Y'all be like, y'all intimidated. Well, nobody want to walk into a situation. You'd be like, boy, get away from me, or anything like that. So a lot of people don't understand that. As far as you being an alpha female, and we can talk about the submission and everything, it's just a weird concept to me. I think the whole alpha and beta things is weird in itself. I think it's meant for, like, in every situation you need a leader, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I don't
What
think
if you have two leaders?
okay, that's just okay. Here's what I'm
Go
saying.
back to the spiritual.
It goes back to the roles.
No, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying as far as the submission and the leader. Okay, as a man, right? I think I posted this a while back. If a woman tells me I'm trying to control her, that means she doesn't believe in my ability to lead. Because I'm not going to tell you anything outside of what's best for you to help you in any situation. So just because I am there to lead does not mean I'm the best player. So first, if you are the alpha, right, as you say, and you have these things you're doing, he will appreciate you for the things that you are great at. But you still should trust that this man is here to protect you even from yourself. So when it becomes,
It's a
so when-
balance thing.
of course it's a balance. But when we talking about submission, it's not, hey, you do what I tell you to do, or I pay all the
else.
bills.
But that's how people perceive it.
And perception is reality,
Yeah.
and we need to change the perception. What I'm saying when it comes to submission is you trust. Trust is the number one thing to submit. When they do the trust falls, what is it? I'm submitting myself and I'm falling, hoping you catch me. So when it comes to submission, the key component in that is trust. So if you are, quote unquote, the alpha female, and I am, so let's say you're Kobe Bryant and I am Derek Fisher. I'm still trying to win 5 championships. So if I have to be a leader outside this house or in the house or whatever you need me to do, it's about being a
Good point,
team.
man.
So at the end of the day, just trust that my job is only to protect you and the family. A man is not based on how many shoes and cars and clothes and all this other goofiness I got. It's how happy my wife is and how well my kids are raised.
So you
at the
said
end,
wife though. Talk about on a girlfriend level.
why? But at the end of the day, it's nothing but practice.
Like I agree with that because I
So-
always
so-
believe that you should date as if you're married.
So, but the problem is a disconnect. Y'all want to argue, and not saying y'all, but it comes off like, no, you ain't gonna control me. I ain't gonna be submissive. Like right now,
They don't understand
like,
submission.
Like right now in the black community, man. Like I've been going back and forth with black women all day, and it saddens me because I'm y'all biggest champion. I want y'all to win, right? So, at the end of the day, you say in a relationship, like, stop fighting each other. We are here on the same team, and we sit and we bicker about goofy roles, who's getting the credit, who's getting the attention, who's doing all this, and we acting like, look, I don't know if y'all watch Game of Thrones, but I aspire to be like Jon Snow. Jon Snow don't take nothing from nobody, and he always speaks his mind. He's an alpha male. So at the end of the day, she says she's an alpha female. She don't need no punk because she'll run over him. She needs an alpha male to tell her to sit down.
Exactly.
and
Hold
tell her to
on,
do what she's
hold
supposed to be
on,
doing.
hold on,
She needs
hold on.
that.
Ray, can you check my page? Make sure that I'm like good and that it's going because I need AJ to repeat that. AJ, I need you to let these Negroes know.
That she
Look,
needs an alpha
Look,
male.
if y'all see a girl who's very independent and all that other stuff, she's tired of making decisions all the time.
Say that again.
So sometimes you need to step in
That's
and be
true.
an alpha male and let her know at the end of the day she wants to be protected.
That's
She wants
right.
all that.
That's
true.
So you can't be you can't blame them though when girls are bad and they cute and all this. Dudes, we are in a generation and an era where people just like, okay, I just don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to rub you the wrong way. Rub her the wrong way. She wants to be rubbed the wrong way in every way possible.
Say that again.
Absolutely. There it is. Gino.
That sound good. I still ain't buying it. It sound good.
Hey, look, hey, Chino, look, hey, look, I'm over here, man.
It sound good, but I
Yes,
ain't
I'm on the
buying
fence.
it.
No,
It's
I ain't
just-
buying it.
and I was playing when I said you needed a punk. Anyway, I don't ever want to call no dude a punk because people take the punk word to a whole nother level, and anyway. But this is why I say I'm not buying it. In order for alpha male, like I call it the quarterback concept.
Okay.
I'm the quarterback. I'm an alpha male. You an alpha female. Like the quarterback is always the leader on the team, even if he ain't the highest paid player, even if he ain't the best player, even if he ain't the popular player.
Okay.
He is always the leader.
Right.
You know what I mean? He calls the shots. So my thing is, in order for you to be an alpha female, to be with a male, it's going to take two things. It's going to be you being willing to take the back seat, but it's also going to be on that man. He's going to have to be willing to hand the ball off and not score
Right.
a touchdown.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So So
she could be a running back.
She can be a run. She can be the quarterback.
She could be Adrian.
She could be the quarterback.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league. That's all they do is hand
Why
it
should she
off.
be the quarterback?
Run that option.
I'm not saying
Pitch
she
it to
should
another-
be.
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like this.
She should be able to be. the
Yeah.
quarterback. Okay.
I could be like here. I'm gonna give you a good example. My homeboy's a teacher. We all know teachers are never gonna be rich. I don't care what you just. it is. No, they're not. Look, I love you, but not from teaching. Not from teaching.
Ebony.
Professor. Or
Shouts
something?
out
Yeah.
to the teachers.
Teaching? No.
Shouts out to the
Shout
teachers.
out to the all the educators.
You got rich off the book, not teaching. But he still is the quarterback of
You
his
teaching.
team. You know what I mean? And he knows his wife is the breadwinner. He knows she's the
you
star.
say?
So he hands off the ball or he throws her because at the end of the day, we a team
Team.
and we trying to get this touchdown. We
Okay.
trying to get this
Right,
win.
I agree with the
right.
team.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
the reason I said you need a punk, and I shouldn't have said that. What I meant was you need a man that's willing to say, you know what, baby, I'm
got
not
it.
having a good game.
You
Why don't
got
you
it.
go ahead and get this dub for us?
Yep.
But that's kinda what he was
Yeah,
saying,
but
though.
even in the alpha male situation, like the queen matters more. Like even the alpha males I know and I've witnessed and seen. Like if you just start naming alpha males, I guarantee they had a great wife behind them. But I guarantee they looked over and like, baby, what you think?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like I always ask India. You know what I'm saying? And if people know us, they probably think I'm like the alpha and not. And I'm not going to. I'm going to be the quarterback. But if they know us, you will see that
India.
I don't move without.
India.
I don't move without. Yeah, she's the gangster for real. I don't move without approaching and asking her. Like, there's nothing I'm about to do without saying, you know, what do you think of this? And she's gonna give me the logical view because I know I have a tendency to be emotional. And as we said beforehand, is that these hands always come for free. So,
Here we
T-shirt.
go. Here we go.
so I know it's a tendency that I'm gonna go straight to there. Like, what are they saying to me? Like, should I whoop them? And she'd be like, look, no, AJ, what's going
She's
on?
the voice of reason.
She-
Right, she is. She's the voice of reason.
Do they want to get
Yeah.
these hands today?
The only thing I
Should
disagree
they?
with, is I feel like you got two type of relationships. You have a teammate and you have a helpmate, and those are
Right.
two totally different worlds.
I understand what you're saying. It's really a blend of both because, and y'all have been saying it. Like you got to know your strengths and your weaknesses, and allow that person if she's strong at that. Like my girlfriend is strong at like when we go to places and it's 30 cents off. She's great at getting that 30 cents back. She don't play. She don't play around when it come to It's like you just lied to me. You know what I'm saying about this 10 cents. So you gonna give it to me off the principle. She's good at that. So when something happened, with some dollars off, I'm like, hey, the money's off. You know what I'm saying? She's good at attacking people like that. I'm like, oh, just fix it. That's me. I'm a passive when it comes to that because I'm like, it was just a mistake. She will rip your head off. So I think that, you understand what people are great at and what their strengths are and what their weaknesses at and allow them to do that in the relationship. And I think that it works great. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having, if you have, the strength that you have as an alpha, because that's going to need to come up at some point in time. Right. The thing is learning how to, keep that under the table until it's time to bring it out. Because naturally, I mean, and it's just, a lot of it is stereotype. Usually when you see a man, you're strong, and a woman, you're going, he's strong. I ain't gonna I'll talk to her like that. You might not know she's a giant. You know what I'm saying? She ready to chop your head off. You know what I'm saying? So as long as y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? As long as y'all understand that, it's okay. It's okay to have those things as long as you know when to be who you need to be. You know what I'm saying? In regards to the roles.
You
Because
have to have a filter.
yeah, and see, the thing is like, I was listening to T.D. Jakes.
2 hours is unnatural. by
Yeah.
the way.
2 hours.
2 alphas.
Two alphas. Yeah,
So
yeah.
just-
I mean,
just
somebody's
know.
going to
It's
become.
not-
Somebody's
you
going to
said it's not
become.
natural?
Somebody's gonna be-
Somebody's
gonna be-
unnatural.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just speaking in terms.
He's
of
right.
nature.
Why
Let-
not?
let-
Why not just say king and queen, man?
Yeah, because that is two alphas, right?
But somebody has to
Yeah.
become the beta. At some point, somebody has to become the beta,
So
even
what
if
if-
you just
so-
you just acting as the
So
beta.
I'm a hooper. So what about Kevin Durant and Steph Curry?
What you mean?
Those
Who's
are
the
two
alpha? Who's the alpha in
men.
this situation?
Those
I
are
don't
two
know.
men, though.
Is Steph Curry the alpha?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're talking about
But
a
there is an
romantic
alpha.
relationship.
But on the surface, some people might say KD is.
I agree, but my point is the reason they're saying he is or he is, I'm not saying they're both are. Because it's just unnatural, period, in nature.
Right.
In nature, you don't find that.
Right. Somebody has to back down. You know what I'm saying?
Patrick, what's your
Somebody has to take the
perspective
lead.
What's my perspective on what?
on all of this?
Listen, man, I'm just listening.
No.
All right. Let's move to the next one. We might be coming back to that one because wait a minute, let me stay on this for a second.
I think so. Like one thing that AJ said was conversations like this never lead to solutions, but I think we just kind of,
Yeah.
in a roundabout way, actually came to a solution
Sure.
of how that whole
For sure.
role situation probably needs to play out in
Right.
order for it to be successful.
Okay,
Right.
can I wrap it up with this?
Okay.
So me as a
Wrap it up. That's how you don't get pregnant.
2017, no
not necessarily true.
excuses.
Not necessarily true.
You wasn't tripping on getting
Not
pregnant.
necessarily true. So me being single out here in these streets.
You shouldn't be in these streets.
streets?
You shouldn't be in these streets.
Oh, now you want to talk?
Know what these streets
You
bring?
got to make yourself
Hey,
available.
listen, man.
Oh shoot. So a lot of times, like men, they don't necessarily know their position as a man.
Oh my God.
Seriously. No, I'm serious.
Expound
Listen
on
to
that.
me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Hear me out.
It's
Hear me out.
away was funny. So keep on.
Come on, Chino.
Bring it back.
Come
Bring
on.
it back.
Know your position. Stay in your lane, LeVar Ball.
No, hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
There's
Go ahead.
nothing wrong with them.
Okay, let's go.
They don't necessarily know their position as a man because they haven't been taught the right way.
Okay.
No one has really taught them how to court a woman or how to love a woman. And what you gonna say? We're supposed to teach them?
No.
Okay. So, well, hold on. So, it's hard to date because a lot of times, you have these, what do they call them? Man babies?
Oh, God.
You know what I
little
mean?
Boys?
What's the man, baby?
Mama boys, little boys.
A lot of men with a lot
Yeah,
of
walk
bitch
around.
assness.
Emotional.
Can I say that? on
Yeah.
the
Emotional.
show?
Yeah, you're good.
You know what I mean?
I
Not
did, he
just
said it.
necessarily emotional, but they're just cool with falling back and letting the woman,
Oh,
lead, and they don't necessarily want to work as hard. Or,
Passive.
yeah, and you know what I mean.
I'm
And
about
they
to
don't
murder that.
necessarily know how to lead. So a lot of times it's hard to.
Let's talk.
And even with these new millennials and
You hearing this,
everything
Gina?
else, seriously, like they don't. It's new school. So when they're trying to get to know you, all they're doing is just texting. You know what I mean? Pick up the phone and call
Let's
me.
get to
How
the-
are we gonna get to
Let's
know
talk
each
about the
other?
root of it. Let's talk about the root of it. Then
Okay.
we're gonna climb up out of it.
Okay.
Okay. So men and women were raised differently. Okay. So y'all are naturally born, raised, understanding relationships, nurtured, cared for,
Kind of.
hugged, all that good stuff.
Kind of.
Guys are punched, get up, shut up, stop crying. You a man. You gonna, all these different things. So naturally, we learn about relationships when we are introduced to them by you guys. So, and that doesn't mean that we should know. We know somewhat of a
I disagree
relationship
with
is,
that.
but we don't understand why y'all crying all the time or why y'all always emotional, why it's always about love, because we're still trying to not only try to find ourselves, but we're trying to understand who y'all are. So naturally, and I'll say this, and I'll end it with this. Most men learn a relationship from a woman at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like everything you said is though is the emotional side.
Yeah.
Because you
I'm talking about-
because
I'm
men
talking
are
about-
mostly rational.
I'm talking about love
versus
and emotion and you know what I'm saying, that
Which is the
nurturing
emotion,
side.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that's all
nurturing
the
side.
emotion.
That's the only
Right.
part I'm talking
because
about.
men are trained to be more rational.
Right.
More,
So
and then
naturally,
women are
But you
emotional.
have men out here, a woman. You're seeing women out here pumping their own gas while the man is just sitting in a car.
Lazy.
You know what I mean? Like you,
Because the woman allows it.
Yeah.
Well, let's just put it
So
that way.
just
Many of them
That's a
allow
whole
that.
nother-
And,
Women are allowing that.
Okay, can I speak now?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on, let Patrick.
Let me make one point. I mean, I hear what you are saying, right? But here's the problem that I have. Men are taught in a bad way that if the woman is happy, then everything is right. But the woman doesn't engage herself to make that man happy. Like the man has to do everything to please her. Like it's not a two-way street. So like we are taught that okay, I'm, like my feelings don't matter, but yours do. So I can get talked to anyway, I can get treated anyway, and I got to deal with it. So the man is basically like his woman becomes his mother, in a sense.
That's not cool.
No, well, it shouldn't be cool, but that's how it all is. It's all systematic. But what I'm really trying to get at though is like if the woman knew her role and just like really understood that the man's nature is strong, and then if the what you laughing for?
A woman
It's
on her role.
supposed to be strong.
Yeah, it's supposed to be strong.
We have to stop saying on that because people take that personal. But keep going.
Nah, but
You know what your role
Yeah,
was.
And shut your mouth. That's what the Rock
Basi-
told you.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's crazy, man, but that's how society has trained us, you know, especially like black men, like that. We just, you know, keep our mouth closed, and the woman just focus on making her happy, and our feelings don't matter. I disagree with that.
Who is our society though? Family, church family,
Yeah.
TV,
The culture,
street?
our culture growing up, and our culture,
society.
You know, there's different elements.
Yeah,
To it.
different.
So, okay. So,
AJ,
go ahead.
And then
so
Chino next.
the baby boy, the man baby, all that, right? So, y'all right, and y'all not gonna like my answer. Okay. It's systematic, like Pat said. It actually starts with single mothers, and
The man baby.
Oh,
because let's look at some facts. Black women are the highest graduating rate right now. They highest getting jobs. They highest in a lot of things because the women tell them you don't need a man for anything. You're gonna have to get this on your own. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to do this. And then a lot, and I'm not saying it's shy, but a lot of these single mothers out here are like treating their sons like their man. This is my prince. This is this, and that, and they baby him all the way up to he's 40 or whatever because
still gonna be a
There
baby.
are some
And he's
40-year-old
still gonna be a
baby
baby.
man. so-
now that's partially the answer. The other answer is men adapt, and y'all don't want to believe me, but when that independent woman phase came out and Neo had his song, and y'all running around with y'all Beyonces, and every time Boosie song came on, INDPE, y'all over here in the
I'm a
club
diva and all
doing
this. I mean, all this BS, man. Okay, go ahead.
So it got to a point where men was actually opening doors, and it was women. I can do it. It came to a point where women were on that. I can do everything myself. What men did is like Heathcliff Huxtable told Elvin, "Put your hands up." Because when Sandra one of those super independent women and let her do her thing. So what happened is the repercussions to everything, the energy that y'all put out there, y'all created a lot of man babies. You listen, you want things to change. Change change everything. If you don't want to deal with that, then you don't have to deal with it.
Let me
And-
correct you.
Correct me, I love it.
Okay, so we weren't screaming we're independent and we can do that because of Neo and Beyonce or whatever society was putting out there. It was because the men were lacking.
Well, our man was locked up too. I said it was systematic. It's the first thing I said.
Yeah, it is. It's systematic.
A lot of things men was
So
being
what are
locked
we
up.
supposed? That's what we're supposed to do then.
But also y'all gain power through it. Like the fact that here's what's frustrating me now right now with society. Right now we are empowering every woman who calls it women empowerment. I was watching Love and Hip Hop. You don't watch that. Or I looked on the thing and seen Amber Rose or Black China. And every time a woman's overly sexual, it's women's empowerment. At that time, being independent was women's empowerment. Men, we still want one thing at the beginning, and you know what it is. So whatever we have to do to achieve that, we're going to do it. So if y'all
That's
want
the
to be
goal.
independent and do all that other stuff, we're going to be Elvin and put our hands up and let y'all do it. Now the women empowerment is through sex. So this is going to be this whole sex generation and everything that's going on. 10 years from now, we're going to remember this conversation, and you're going to see a whole lot of wild stuff going on, and women going to be complaining like, why y'all only want me for sex? Well, you told
That's
me
going on
it
right
empowered
now.
me. What they tell us, it empowers you. So we go like, oh, be empowered
I
and take this.
Be free.
But no, but I
But
don't.
that's
but that-
deceptive intelligence too, though, because if you know, I mean, that's them. So I guess men will now use that as a strategy